Who ruined your family Christmas this year, and what did they do? I found out my wife was cheating on me at 11:30 p.m. Christmas Eve. While we were at her parents' house, I packed up my stuff, walked right by her family, who didn't know what was going on, and drove 6 hours in a crazy rainstorm to my parents' house, so there's that. My mother got belligerently drunk, locked herself in the closet, and claimed she was going to end her life. Then she vomited, and my dad and I were trying to drag her into her bed. She then proceeded to get violent with me and kicked me in the face. I told my family our convicted pedophile uncle would never know my kids, and if he is there at Christmas, I wouldn't be, neither would my kids. This year will be a very quiet Christmas at my house, because they all think I'm a bigot. My wife decided to stay on the phone with one of her exes from her distant past, rather than sit down with me and my sons to eat the Christmas Eve dinner I spent 3 hours making, while it was still hot. My mom decided that is better for her and me, that she is going to spend these holidays with her much younger boyfriend, 15 to 17 year difference, in another city while her second husband, my stepdad, is in a different country trying to work for us, so he can help us with money and shit. So here I am, barely 18, spending my first Christmas and New Year's Eve alone. My girlfriend's sister, she has 3 young girls and a terrible choice of men. She chooses today via a video of the kids to reveal to everybody that she is now dating a well-known junkie within our town. She has a very addictive personality and has struggled to stay clean herself. My girlfriend is now ridiculously stressed out and worried for the kids. My cousin exposed our entire extended family of generational abuse and trauma, and like a good old traumatized family, all the adults carried on like normal and the kids are seeking therapy. I was planning to go spend Christmas with my mom and dad this year after my 9-year engagement broke off just before Christmas. I just moved out, so I'm alone for the first time in 9 years. Then my dog got a stomach bug. He woke me up 3 times at night to go outside for a poo. He usually sleeps through the night no problem, and I discovered a pile of puke on his dog bed. It's not his fault, but I don't know if I can go anywhere today. Edit, 9-year relationship and engaged for 1.5 years. Cancer. My mom passed in early July. First year without her. My brother and I visited grandma, like every year, but this time without our mom, but the feeling just isn't the same anymore. Edit, thank you for all the nice comments. I read every single one, but there are just too many to reply to everyone. You made my Christmas special. My cluster headaches made appearance after 2 months of quiet. Fuckers. My body, I guess. I have a condition that is rapidly worsening. And on Christmas Eve my doctor told me it's gotten so bad I may need to be in urgent care at the hospital on Tuesday. It's all I've been thinking about. I can't even sleep. My cousin, who bought Chick-fil-A so he wouldn't have to eat our homemade meals, announced upon arriving he wasn't helping with anything. Tried to trip acid all day on Christmas Eve. Got drunk before noon by himself on that same day when I told him no Christmas hallucinogens. And drunkenly screamed in my face when I told him to clean up his dishes and beer cans. My wife, a couple weeks ago, she broke the news to me that she had an affair at the beginning of this year and wants a divorce. It's Christmas morning and I can hear my nephew, who lives in the apartment downstairs, throwing a temper tantrum because he thinks his sister got larger gifts from Santa this year. His dad, are you joking right now? You better be joking. Say just kidding. Oh my god. Tell me he's kidding. Apostrophe. It's 8 AM. No one ruined Christmas, but my granddad has been in the hospital for almost 2 weeks and unfortunately, he can't be home for Christmas. We've never had a Christmas without him for all 20 years of my life. Due to COVID, we can't visit either. Gave him a call this morning, and it put a lump in my throat. He mentioned he got a gift from the ward, which got him emotional, and nearly got me in tears. He calmed down, and started to tell me about the turkey dinner he's having today, which he's excited about. Good news though, he should be home before New Year. My father-in-law died from COVID yesterday. Definitely dampens the Christmas spirit around here. I stole my family's stockings and replaced them with coal. My mom couldn't stop laughing. My dad was annoyed and my brother indifferent. Everyone except me this time. Everyone is yelling at one another while I'm here writing this comment. Hoping everyone will stay calm more than 3 minutes. Fucking Travis! Exclamation mark. My friend is remodeling his kitchen and living room. Well, Travis, who does vac and electrical work, decided that it would be no big deal to go to work knowing that his wife was sick with COVID. He exposed my dad who's a painter and my friend's dad who's a carpenter. Now we all have to be without our dad. Fucking Travis, you suck! Exclamation mark. Myself. For always acting like it is okay to do all the work, all the planning, all the present buying, etc. So now no one tries to make it special for me and I'm just tired of doing all the work. So I don't. Not this year, but last year my older sister was being a bitch and talking down to me. Seriously, when was the last time I even talked to you? My reply, I'm not sure. Maybe it was at your wedding a few months ago. She got married in May, divorced by July, now sitting next to her new boyfriend that she's introducing to us for the first time. They left. My parents were pissed. I had a great time. Okay, story time please. Right. So, my sister and I have never gotten along very well. She got engaged and married within maybe 4 to 5 months when she was 21. We went wedding dress shopping on Valentine's Day. Wedding at the end of May. By the 4th of July, her new husband moved out of their house and in with his parents. The divorce wasn't officially finalized until the next Valentine's Day. So technically, this was while she was still legally married. She quickly met a new guy and decided to bring him to Christmas. The new boyfriend had a few beers and started acting like a jackass. He pointed to the semicolon tattoo I have on my wrist and said, "Doesn't that mean you got raped?" She laughed. I did not. A bit of time passed and she started picking on me, just being mean to impress her new BF. So I brought up the wedding. Everyone went dead silent for a second. The boyfriend laughed. She did not. She grabbed him by the arm and said, "We are leaving." And they did. Edit. A lot of people have been asking about the semicolon tattoo. It's a symbol for mental health. When writing, an author can choose to use a period to end a sentence, or they could choose to use a semicolon to pause the sentence and continue on. It represents the choice to pause and continue living. Many people decide to get a semicolon tattoo to show they are a survivor. For others, it shows solidarity and support for those who are struggling. Christmas got cancelled due to the parents having an argument in the morning. Told everyone not to come. Spent Christmas with my cat, eating new breeds. Well, I got left with building every single toy set for my nephew. And these aren't simple plug-in things. Booklets with 7 bags of screws and wooden dowels that I have to twist and fit perfectly. It's 6 AM and I still have one left, but that will have to wait. Not a family member. My grandma is into spiritist stuff. Whatever. She's happy and it's not like the money she gives put her well-being in jeopardy. We found out that the people Tahon she's been giving money for years is scamming her for a very large amount of money. My dad and uncle stopped taking her to that place, and they called her from the place and convinced her that her family wants to do her harm. She was very sour and barely spoke to anyone. That added to the fact that Christmas was a very small meeting this year and some of us were there for less than an hour. We are not sure if that can be legally denounced as scamming, and it's very difficult to talk to my grandma about that subject. People were bitter and worried. It was a very tense meeting. Edit. Yeah. Spiritist or spiritualism. A mix between a lot of faith in God and angels and spirits and such, and the belief that there are people using witchcraft to harm her. My mom's denial of her bipolar disorder. She is in full manic mode. I traveled 8 hours from another country to be with my parents on Christmas. I was supposed to stay for almost 2 weeks, but the atmosphere was so toxic I had to get out after 3 days. I told them I'm leaving. I couldn't handle her screaming and aggressivity and overall nastiness. I want to help her so badly, but she flat out screamed to my face that she isn't ill. This is who she is. I have my own mental health issues and I couldn't take it anymore because she was pouring verbal poison into me every minute I was with her. I sat on a bus back home and arrived at 3 AM to my apartment to spend Christmas alone. Please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.